our weekly energetic forecast for the 29th of November 2021. Getting close to the end of our year. Curious what this week has in store for us around our magical, huge, powerful eclipse that is breaking all patterns and leaving a trail of dust behind as we fully step into what we are meant to be doing, yeah? So yay, we are back. Okay, as always, I will share this and see what's going to come through. I'm really excited. Really excited about our total solar eclipse ceremony too. All right, one more share. Perfect. So put it in your calendar, mark it in your diary. Let me bring up the specific dates and times for you. You might have already marked it in your calendar. You might have already set a reminder for our total solar eclipse powerful new moon ceremony that I will be holding live on my page here for free this week. So where is that? Published posts. I'm just finding our dates and times for you. So for Brisbane, we go live on Brisbane time zone on Saturday at 3 p.m. London is 5 a.m. Saturday. Los Angeles is 9 p.m. Friday night, so the night before. New York is 12 midnight. So if you're any close to those time zones, you'll be able to work that out. And I know it's going to be powerful and shifting and huge. Yeah. Okay. So for this week, for our November 29th, moving into December, we've also got our reconfiguring energetic codes starting next week as well, which is a very, very powerful time of year. I think, actually, it's really interesting. So Pam Gregory, the astrologer, had said on her total solar eclipse YouTube update, I think I might have mentioned this at some point. So she was talking about, I think it's Neptune returns or something, and she's talking about the USA natal chart. And she was specifically talking about that because Neptune is returning its full cycle on the natal chart, and it's returning on the total solar eclipse. Now, the reasons that she was talking about is, and I found it really, really significant, a lot of people can feel a lot of big changes coming, or there's something coming, right? There's something coming. I feel it's like a new wave of consciousness, or something is shifting, right? We can all feel it in our personal lives and in, you know, the collective others, yeah? So she was saying that the Neptune is doing a full natal return, landing back on the total solar eclipse. But what's significant is that it began in 1776 when the USA was founded. Now that's pretty huge, because now it's done a full cycle. That whole cycle coming around, very interesting to me. That feels big. Yeah, that feels really, really big, right? Now, the reason I'm sharing that is because, as she said, you know, she said that, you know, yes, we'll feel it, or something might happen on the eclipse the 2 weeks after perhaps, but she actually said this is going to unravel for the next 6 months. Now, around this time of year in general, it is a time where the next 6 months really, you know, moves into effect. Like, we're thinking about next year, we're contemplating this year of like how we could have done it better, or what's happened, or like preparing and planning for next year. And after what we've had in the last 2 years, we're like, what's coming next year? And we're preparing in different ways than I think we would, you know, generally, right? So let's start with the start of this week and see what comes up here. All right, so you're gonna have to bear with me. I love these cards. They were definitely calling, and I'm going to read the book meaning for these ones. So this is the card for the start of the week. It's Got like a sword of truth or a dagger of truth there, held at the hands, or at the wrists, actually, interesting. Cutting away the chains. I just did a live stream talking about releasing the slave chains. That's very interesting. Okay, so this is middle of the week. Oh, I love this card. Middle of the week. Oh, dragon. I think this is the Ace of Earth. This is the dragon. So yummy. New beginnings. And this is the end of the week. Ooh, at the it's total solar eclipse, body and mind. What was I like harping on about in my live stream last night? Not the case, but I thought it was like an octopus or a tentacles. Like, if I can get it without the light on there for you guys and hold it still. It's actually energy coming out of almost this man's heart going up to his mind, and or vice versa. It's all coded language in that that piece there, yeah? Cards are very strong. And this is connecting the body, the heart and mind, the body and mind, which is, this is all I've been talking about the last 24, 48 hours, right? The dragon, the bat dragon is at the bottom there. Very interesting for the end of the week on our solar eclipse. The overlying message for the entire week, abundance, the beautiful fire dragon behind her. And she's like reaping the abundance of all the fruits and everything that she has in her hands. Before I jump into reading these specific cards, I'm going to pull the conscious and the unconscious piece. So these cards that I just pulled from is the Dreams of Gaia Tarot by Raven Fallane. Raven Fallane. Beautiful, beautiful deck. She's Australian as well. Kristen says, I've been having dragons show up in my meditations. So when dragons come, you're ready for heart healing. Yeah, when the dragons turn up, you're ready for heart healing. And yeah, I've got my Meet Your Dragon Spirit Guide meditation, and in the Meet Your Dragon Spirit Guide meditation, there's a very, very powerful energy clearing, like dragon support energy clearing, and the dragon literally walks around and like clears the space and pulls entities out of you and stuff. It's very, very powerful. The overlying message for the conscious and unconscious for this week is vacuum away fear. So don't be scared. What's that tune? Don't worry, be happy. It's pretty much that, which is in alignment with the abundance cards, the bottom cards of the decks this week. Yeah, and there's lots of sort of oranges through these cards. And I point that out because what has come up in what we're conscious of this week, look, and what's underneath, I just pulled them up at the same time, technically like this, is the sacral chakra card. And the sacral chakra, as you know, is your sacral chakra. It's just below your belly button. It is about what you eat, what you ingest, not just on a physical level, but also on a spiritual level. What are you imprinting yourself with by watching all the different pieces? It says you are highly sensitive to chemicals, additives, processed foods, and energies right now. Respect your sensitivities by avoiding harsh items, situations, and relationships. I don't know why I rolled my tongue then, it's just being all special. So this week is like, I want to say like a reset. What have I been saying? Actually, so generational karma, generational clearing, generational hexes and curses, which I have a total different perspective on, by the way. And so the sacral chakra, I want to say it says respect your sensitivities by avoiding harsh items, situations, and relationships. So the way to strengthen your energy, meditating, exercise, taking care of yourself, etc. Other ways for taking care of yourself is also what you're absorbing, right? And ingesting. And so just a little side note. So on the generational hexes, curses, stuff like that, I'm like, yeah, it does exist. Right? But usually that term gets flown around in the spiritual community, I want to say a bit too much, in a sense that a generational curse is actually just a line of trauma that's being carried down the line, and nobody has said, I'm dealing with this, the buck stops here and it is cleared, right? That's all it is. And so you're just carrying all this, and you're probably feeling like that because it is your job to clear it for you and clear the line, which is what we do when we do the work anyway. So that's the sacral chakra. And someone said, yeah, my tummy's gone insane. So yeah, curious how everybody else is feeling. Lots of clearing out, I feel, for this week. And the solar eclipse, that's where I was going with the generational curses, the generational lineage, you know, like clearing the generational line. So in the start of my live stream that I just did, when I was talking about the shadow integration that I just had, was very much in the triple goddess. The triple goddess lives in the sacral. The triple goddess, the goddess energy is so connected to the sacral chakra. I think there is a card in this deck actually, and it is the goddess card specifically. Yep. Express your divine feminine energy, embracing its magical qualities, magical intuition, and embracing and nurturing qualities. Very sacral chakra is the goddess. Yeah. And it is that sort of dance movement, the nourishment, like it's that sort of a feeling, right? That is the overlying kind. If you're not feeling that way and you're feeling exhausted or out of tune, this is what needs tuning up. Now, as I said at the start of the week is this card. Let me just bring up this. It's like I'm on a computer or something. Kind of am. Just gonna bring this up. I don't even want to go into what I was talking about yesterday. Okay. So where are we? That's an air card. It is the air, which have been very in the air. Well, I personally have been, I think. I'm just like all this information is coming through. I'm actually really fucking excited about all the things that are flowing through. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Did I tell you I'm so excited? I haven't announced half the stuff that's going on behind the scenes yet. Oh my God. So this one, and apricots are calling you, like, and I was gonna say, you're saying the color. Apricots are so healing for you as well. So the 9 of air, yeah, self-awareness, universal consciousness, understanding, insight, vision, imagination, fantasy, and creativity. I want to say, like, this is a card that just clarified the live stream I was talking about yesterday, right? Self-awareness, universal consciousness, and you look at this sort of image up the top, right, connected to the head. Understanding, insight, vision, imagination, fantasy, and creativity. So I'm just going to just read what jumps out at me. Everything's back front for me today. Open to possibility. Possibilities are infinite. Know thyself and know the universe. What dwells within you dwells within nature. Belief creates. Interesting. We're talking about belief creates. All that exists was first imagined. Fantasy is the birthplace of reality. Now, I always say, people are like, am I imagining this stuff? Like, especially when they're doing one of my meditations, and I'm like, especially when you're not doing these meditations. I mean, when you are, and also when you're not, your imagination is the seed of your intuition. Do not doubt that. Why are you doubting that, right? Don't doubt that. So fantasy is the birthplace of reality, your mind. Now, what were we talking about yesterday? Wow, actually, these cards just made so much sense to me. This is all about the mind. Universal consciousness, understanding, insight, vision, imagination, fantasy, creativity. What did I just say? What did I just say? Oh my God, this is so huge. What was I talking about on my live stream? What was I harping on about on my live stream yesterday? Well, lots of things. But the connection between the head and the heart is what's going to keep you sane, connected. Like, we want to connect this, not disconnect, right? Head, middle of the week. Heart. What did I say? Dragons. When the dragons come to you, it's all about the heart. Heart healing. They're so connected to the earth. The heart is connected to the earth. The heart is the earth. Home is where the heart is. Dragons, when they turn up, it is about healing your heart. It is, you know, healing all of that. End of the week. Look at the freaking integration. Body and mind. Look what it says. Oh my gosh, this light. There we go. Body and mind integration. Are you guys ready for a really huge, like, week? That's what it feels like. That's the energy of this week, all right, guys? It's like up into... So I'm really excited for the total solar eclipse because that's what falls on this. I think this is going to be one very powerful full moon. I keep saying full moon ceremony because that's what I usually do. Doing it on the new moon, so the dark moon. So also be mindful, we are in dark moon energies right now. And then leading into like the dark moon sort of Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Definitely, and then the integration at the end of the week. So I want to say stay connected to your heart around the dark moon. Yeah, but I feel it's like you will be more coming into your heart. I feel like you will be starting to take action on the things that matter to your heart. It feels like you will be starting to, like it's almost like reality births this week. This is the week for reality birthing. I don't know how to say it any other way than that, right? And then if we look at, so it was the sacral chakra. Oh my God, these cards. Wow, this is blowing my mind. This, okay, if your sacral chakra is full of crap, generational stuff, also, any relationship that you've been with has a connection and it's stored in your sacral chakra. Why? Because when we have sexual intercourse, that's where it's stored, right? Some people say base, and I'm like, yeah, but the womb is here. And even if you're a man, you have an energetic womb that is your sacral chakra. And when it's full of past relationships and generational crap and traumas and blah, 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 we store everything here, food sensitivities, chemicals, it's all stored in your gut, right? And if you don't clean out your gut and do detoxes and clean out your body, all that crud builds up in your gut and it just sits there, right? So when this is full of that, you can't birth your purpose. You do, but the cleaner this is, the cleaner your womb is. Now on an energetic level and a physical level, okay? Because this stuff is, so there's many different ways to do the chakras, to understand them, to learn them, to do all the pieces, right? There's many different ways. The other thing is that when I teach chakras, I teach from the crown and come down through, third eye, ears, throat, heart, base, sacral, oh my God, solar plexus, sacral base. Things are back to front for me today, bear with me. When we come down, okay, and there's so much more I could share about this, but we'll do a chakra journey next year, so keep an eye out for that. By the time you get to your sacral, that's where we do all this work, clear out all the things I just mentioned. And when you have a clear, clean sacral chakra, it is your womb. And you birth things from your womb. So women birth babies, they grow babies, they gestate babies in their womb for 9 to 10 months, right? And this 9 to 10 months can also, if you're not physically pregnant, it can be birthing a new relationship, birthing a new business, like whatever it is that you're working on in your physical life, it has like a gestating birthing cycle. Now, if you're full of crap from all different avenues, right? Again, metaphysical and spiritual and physical level and all the other levels, that's going to, I'm going to say, fill the space or interfere, and that sort of thing. So usually when people come to me, they're like, what is my life purpose? And I'm like, let's get to work. And basically when someone comes to me, there's a lot of clearing out that happens. Like that's what naturally happens, right? Because number one, you need to trust your intuition. But before that, we need to clear out the crap so you can trust your intuition and then get, have clarity and birth the purpose, right? So it's a bit of a process. And that's why I know some people aren't ready to work with me or just don't want to or whatever, and they're just not ready, because it entails facing all the crap that comes with the next steps to trusting intuition to then birthing your purpose. When you've got a clear sacral chakra, you birth and gestate your purpose. Now with the heart, it feels like in the middle of this week, so you're getting all these ideas and you're like, all this energy, right? All this information flooding through. Sometimes it can make us sleepy because there's so much. And then it's like it grounds into reality. It's like, woof, that's ultimately the feeling of this week. And so whilst it can mean stay connected to your heart in the middle of the week, it also feels like there's a lot of things that are birthing that you've been working on. There's a lot of things that are birthing into reality, okay? Home is where the heart is. Like I said, the heart chakra is all about physical reality. It might seem like, that doesn't make sense, Hannah. It should be like base chakra, is a way to like birthing reality, and it is, but the heart is where we really start to hit the heart of the earth. Like if you see outside my window, I'll see if I can flip it around without doing anything else. Oh no, okay. Don't touch it, sorry. Oh no, I did it, yay. That's what I can see out my window where I am right now, yeah? And that is the green, the heart of the earth, right? It's the heart of the earth. It worked, okay. So it's like the heart of the earth. We hit reality. It's why a lot of the earth is green. Should be green, yeah? So middle of the week, lots of these ideas come through. Let's look at the bottom card, the unconscious. Yeah, so that's the conscious, and that's what we're working on. And we're like, yeah, all this stuff's coming in. Birthing, or maybe you're cleaning out. Remember, the eclipse at the end of the week is like breaking cycles, breaking generational cycles, breaking old cycles that have just been going on for way too long. And now it's like in your face, and it's like, I can't do this anymore. This has to change. Like, and this is where it's like, oof, like getting these ideas, it's like a tolerance level. It's like, and I want to say, like, alongside breaking the patterns and all the past realities and that sort of thing, there's also all these new ideas coming in at the same time. And that's why you're like, I can't keep doing that anymore. Be like what I announced in my live stream yesterday on my big announcement that, you know, from next Monday, you won't be able to work with me one-on-one in little increments, like 21-day shifter or the 30-minute psychic reading phone call. You'll only be able to work with me in the inner circle. That's the only way that I'll be able to, you know, work one-on-one with any of my clients. And I feel really excited about that. I want to say it's been a long time coming, but also that also gives me the freedom to be able to work on the other expansion that's happening. Yeah. So alongside the sacral chakra and birthing new realities, you might be cleaning out, right? You might be cleaning out all different parts of your life, or being ready to make the changes that you've been thinking about. Start of the week. And the bottom card, so what's unconsciously running, is the indigo. Now the indigo is all about breaking down systems that just don't make any friggin' logical sense. All right, I think there's a lot of indigos waking up right now. There's a lot of indigo energy on the planet right now, just going, what you're doing is not okay. I smell bullshit, not okay. Standing up, speaking my truth. So undertone, unconsciously, what is running all of these ideas that you're earthing and birthing into reality right now? And then the sacral chakra, so that's on top, right? You're consciously cleaning out, you're consciously breaking cycles, you're consciously, you know, birthing new situations of all the ideas. At the end of the week, it's so amazing, is the integration card, like the body and mind. Like, I just think that's so amazing. I'm just gonna have a quick scan through the body and mind. That's an air card as well, so it is air. And just see what jumps out at me with that one too. If I can even find it. Because you know, Roman numerals are not my strength. Imagination, reality, fact, opinion, body, mind, open mind, narrow mind. Being open-minded and questioning. You are only limited by your mind. Be discerning. How is your mind affecting your body? Interesting. Is your mind affecting your body, or is your body affecting your mind? I feel like there'll be, I want to say, like, it feels like a shift. That's what I said. I'm like, everyone can feel something coming. And I'm like, yeah, I feel like it's a shift in consciousness. Of course, as I said, things will be hitting reality, and there will be big changes coming that you have been working on and implementing. And like, if we look at it on a global scale, there's a lot of people that have been even just like, you know, losing their jobs or choosing to walk away, I should say. And you know, like, I feel like there's a big shift in that. That's the indigo going, It literally says, the person you're inquiring about is an indigo, meaning a highly sensitive, natural born leader. So everything that you're taking a stand for and going, you know what, this isn't okay. And in that, in what's coming out of that is your leadership. You're finally standing up in a way, yeah? Connecting with the heart and birthing a new earth. This is the Ace of the Earth card. It's new beginnings. So how is your mind affecting your body, or how is your body affecting your mind? Which one's which comes first, the chicken or the egg? And this is so interesting, yeah? The sacral chakra, when I was just talking about the crud, the crap, the, you know, like basically all our poo piles up in there, and like our brain and our gut are intricately connected. So our brain looks like our gut looks like our brain. They kind of look the same. And they both affect each other. They both absorb all the chemicals, the nutrients, the balance, like, and that's what feeds the brain. Like, this is our brain. Our gut is our brain. That's why we have a gut feeling about stuff, right? So which one's affecting which? Which one are you running from? Is it your head that's doing all the talking and running, or is it your gut? Which one are you coming from? Yeah. So facts are certainties. Opinions are not facts. What do I always say? And I want to say, where do facts come from? Actually, just saying. Trusting your intuition. And it says we can only change ourselves. I think I need to take that advice. Definitely after live stream yesterday. So what is reality and what is imagined, right? And that's interesting because at the start, it's like your imagination is the seed of reality. Yeah, I'm talking about intuition as the seed of, imagination is the seed of your intuition as well. And it says, what is reality and what is imagined? This is like so streaming on from the live stream I did yesterday about the virtual reality world that we're coming into and not. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, that's pretty huge. That's pretty huge. Really, really huge. And this is, it says, so this is good to keep in mind. I'm going to read this out because these eclipse energies are and have been already very intense. When they're peaking and leading up to, I reckon, the 24 to 48 hours, so on the peak of the dark moon as well, will be, I want to say, it'll be quite intense is what I'm feeling, yeah? It says, hang on. This may be challenging, maybe a challenging card for some because the eyes can only see what the mind is willing to conceive. I'll say it again. Because the eyes can only see what the mind is willing to conceive. Now, if people don't have a big vision or thinking mind, they will be shutting people down who are thinking outside the box. Yeah, so there might be lots of, I want to say wake ups. That's what I felt actually, is like a shift in consciousness. Yeah. So how is your mind affecting your body and your body affecting your mind? So that's a really important card this week. I think we're going to have lots of big shifts and hitting earth, hitting reality about all different parts of your body and self. Yeah. So let me just have a look at this beautiful dragon card and see if there's anything that jumps out about this as well. As I said, it is an earth card, so I do feel like big connection with your heart. There also might be big, so I said, you know, like lots of reality might be hitting the heart. Abundance, so abundance was the bottom card of the deck for this one, wherever I've put it, somewhere. Yeah, it was the abundance card. Oh, sorry, right here in the dragon, in the Dreams of Oracle. It's abundance, yeah. And as I said, the sacral chakra as well is where we're birthing the abundance, is where we're doing all that. As everything is hitting reality and there is an abundance, and that do feel it is a positive shift, there might be grief that comes out. So it might be like reality checks about what you have been tolerating, what you need to walk away from, what you're scared of facing because you have to do so, etc., etc. All right. So yeah, I'd be really careful. I'm not careful, just mindful that you might also be grieving a lot when reality hits the heart. That means there's grief and you're facing reality and walking through it. And the sacral chakra is actually where we store grief. So if you're crying a lot this week, be kind and compassionate to yourself. That's the one I got open there. That's not the one I'm looking for. But it's standing there. The ideal of kindness and compassion. See all that is good and pure in humanity. Strive to be better. Embrace healthy boundaries. Accept that you will falter, meaning nobody's perfect. Overcome obstacles with gentle determination. Do not meet aggression with aggression. Be kind and walk away. I think I definitely taken my own advice. Already did the shadow meditation. I can just build on that for sure. And I'm thinking that I will be doing the healing from the witch hunts because everything is expanding. I will also be doing a past life on a particular person that's been on my mind and somewhat agitating me. I got some work to do. All of this stuff I teach in Trust Intuition. A lot of grief, yes. All right, so just gonna see what jumps out for the Ace of Earth. New beginnings, goals, motivation, desire, preparations, opportunity, education, security, potential reward, and potential consequences. Exactly, right? This is the head heart. What comes first, the body or the mind, right? It's like that, which one's affecting which, yeah? And I feel like that's what that is more about, potential reward, potential consequences. And remember, we can be grieving our heart out on a particular day and receiving more abundance and expanding more than we've ever done on a particular day. We can be in both at the same time because both live on the spectrum. And when we're connected to both and we know that we can hold the capacity for that, because the more we release, the more we can hold, the more we can hold, the more we can release, there is no separation to that, right? Okay, so building solid foundations. When the Ace of Earth appears in your reading, it represents a time of change and new beginnings on the career and home front. This change is driven by a desire for financial security and independence for yourself or for those whom you are responsible. It's time to make preparations and plans for the future, so that you can and are not challenged or placed under stress by the changes that are coming. Did you hear that? Even Dragon says changes are coming. But we all know that. Like, look at what we have in the collective consciousness. Look at what we have in the world right now. There's a lot of uncertainty. The world is so different compared to what it was 5 years ago, and we do not know what's coming in our job security, in our home life. Like, there's all the conspiracy theorist stuff, you know, that's going around. Like, how do we know what's coming, right? And this is where we take back our power. We integrate those zillion thoughts that are running around our head, and we integrate and do both, because we're very clear about what's bullshit and what's truth, and we're stepping into our leadership role and taking our power back and realizing that no one's coming to save us, and doing something about sorting out your own life and taking action and gestating that and birthing an entirely new reality to be able to ground in to receive all that is your truth and birthright, with the fire dragon behind her protecting her, taking back your power. So it says, if you desire a safe and secure environment that is free of financial stress, then now is the time to consider building solid foundations. So what is it that is going to gestate in your life to build those solid foundations, to give you that balance, to allow you to take your power back, knowing that you're a leader and stepping into that to be able to bring forth all that you desire into reality, breaking the karmic cycles, breaking cycles that are so deep in the depths of past lives. This is literally like undoing and unraveling everything that you've ever, like, that's ever held you back, is what it feels like. Yeah, this week is huge. Yeah. All right, taking your power back. Yes, yes, yes. Awesome. Everything you've been feeling. See? And these weekly energetic forecasts are just confirming your intuition about what you're already picking up. And this is the power of being around people who get it, who, like, you're an empath. You wouldn't be watching this stuff. You wouldn't be drawn to this sort of, you know, interest, hobby, like career, right? If you didn't already know this. The biggest thing about trusting intuition, like I always say, is that we're taught that that's not okay. And so when you're around people who do that, you pick it up faster, you learn to trust yourself faster, and you'll enable yourself to fly, let alone doing the deeper work to heal the trauma that's been holding you back for centuries. Yeah, confirming your intuition. Exactly, right? Exactly. All right, just having a look at the comments here. Done putting up with the bullshit. Yeah, this is exactly like enough this week. It's kind of me and Lashmi yesterday. I was like, enough of this. Enough. And all this shit. I'm like, time for change. And now. And now. Because this is what we got. Like, this is purpose. Yeah. This is the indigo. This is like, no, okay. And these are all the boundaries I have to set. And this is how it's going to be. And here's the fire that comes in. And just as a little side note, so underneath the abundance card, which is the bottom of the deck, there is this real fire card. And it is the balance of the masculine and feminine. So it's really confirming the energies that are really prevalent right now. I feel like there is a lot of balance that has come in. You know, and I say that because if we look at what's been happening on a global scale over the past 2 years, a lot of people are waking up, and a lot of people are just not in their drone, like do their routine and go to work. They're like waking up and going, number one, I might be losing my job, so what else am I gonna do? And it's like really waking up a different part of their brain, if you may, and being able to, you know, think and do things out of the box. It's created a whole new paradigm where people are taking their power back, and that brings forth a lot of leaders stepping into their powerful self, where, you know, exactly why they're trying to stop all that, right? Yes, very excited. All right, so Janelle says, what about the Kundalini? I've heard to go from the ground up because Kundalini goes up, and I've heard from the crown down. Which way is it and why? And I want to say, which way feels right to you? Some people only like working from the ground up. I personally like working from the ground down, from the top down. See, this is my ground. I've been back to front all on this live stream, I'm pretty sure. Just a back to front person. So, you know, like for me personally, when I heard about the crown down, I was just like, ding, it just made total sense. So the coming down is coming from, I guess, the perspective that for eons of centuries, we've been coming from the ground up and we're reaching up to the heavens, and spirit and source and God is up there somewhere and gotta like ignite and come into enlightenment. And I'm like, here, we are here, heaven on earth, God's source is here. And it is through everything. It is not some place up there. It is not outside of yourself. It's not da, da, da. It's like coming down to earth now. There's a lot of people that are up and ungrounded and high, and they're like disassociated from the heart, and I'm not coming into my base in my heart because then I have to feel. So when we come down, we bring that quote unquote enlightenment, we bring that consciousness down through our body. And we ground it onto the earth. When we're born as a baby, we crown through this way, mostly, yeah? But again, it has to feel right for you. Some people who do a chakra clearing meditation, for example, need to do a base chakra coming up. Some people need to do a crown chakra coming down. For some people, neither work. And they need to do a specific heart chakra meditation that unlocks both up and down. Yeah, so you might need to come in through a particular chakra, which when we do my chakra consciousness journey next year, which we'll do 9 weeks and we'll go through a chakra a week. It's very exciting, very powerful, and we do start from the crown down. You know, you'll find that a particular chakra is just like way more present than the others, and you know, can be all of them or a couple. But I want to say, like, find what works for you, find what feels right for you is more the point. And then there might be other things that come through that nobody's ever been talking about. And you're like, well, actually, this is what it is for me. And you're bringing in a whole nother paradigm, a whole nother dimension, and this is where it comes in for trusting your intuition about your purpose, about what you're supposed to do, even if nobody else is talking about it, because your unique life purpose is not on the planet yet. And you have to trust yourself enough to bring it to earth. With all these ideas, bring it down and birth that baby out, is what I say. Is what I say. So Latoya says, holy shit, that just provided so much clarity for me in regards to the heart healing, cleaning out sacral, solar, sacral, I'm getting them mixed up today. Solar plexus, sacral, base, exactly, right? Seeds start from the crown, heart provides emotions for seed, and that comes through like childbirth, exactly. Exactly my point. You got it in one. You can feel it, right? You can feel it. So find what works for you. Yes. Reality, So feeling stuck. Sometimes we feel stuck because number one, we're not taking action on our intuition, what we're being guided to do. Number two, we can feel stuck because even though it feels like we're stuck, we're actually recalibrating. So the feeling of lost and stuck are pretty different. Energetically, they're pretty much the same. In a sense of like, if we feel stuck, we're usually recalibrating. If we feel lost, we're recalibrating. I like to say, you're not lost, you're recalibrating. You're not stuck, you're recalibrating. And it just puts a whole different energy onto it. And you kind of, that's better. Okay, I'm recalibrating. And when my compass recalibrates, I will know and intuitively feel the direction to go, because we also know that feeling. Yeah. Just changing the wording is so powerful. Yeah, so powerful. Latoya says, 1 for cleansing and Kundalini for energizing and invigorating. There we go. There we go. Yes. And cleansing chakras so Kundalini can run through smoothly. Yeah. Yes. Always so much more to learn. Balance of working the brain and body together. Yes, exactly. Yes, and following your cycles is so important. So is the Kundalini functioning properly? Is that the energy you feel pulsating through your body when you focus on either connecting to source or healing? Yeah, so when I meditate, for example, like I'm just sitting there, but it's like my body just slightly starts rocking. I don't know if you can see it. I was just tuning into it. It's just a slight rock. Some people are like really rocking, like sort of side to side, like it's really noticeable, but you're not doing it, you can feel it. Like when you have a solid meditation practice. And, you know, a lot of people are like, I can't meditate. And I'm like, well, how much have you done it? Because it is a skill, it is a discipline, and it is a muscle. So the more you practice it, the more stronger your connection is going to be, the easier it's going to be. And, you know, we drop into that space. But you'll feel it after, you know, some people feel it straight away. Sometimes it takes a bit to cultivate that connection. Sometimes it takes a bit to build the muscles for that, you know, connection. The connection's always there, okay? It's just the consciousness of that. So the more you do it, the stronger it becomes. And we get to clear out traumas and things along the way that are blocking that connection. Don't really believe in blocks per se, because it's always there, but it is a practice and understanding what it is, etc., etc. And as I always say, there's like being in kindergarten with spirituality, or there's going through school and university and becoming a master. There's just learning how to swim so you don't drown, or there's training every day and, you know, rigorously learning all about it and getting trained by the best and everything, and then going to the Olympics and being an Olympic swimmer. There's different levels. There's no right or wrong. It's just what sort of training do you want to take to learn the skill, because any human can learn any skill if they put the dedication, time, commitment into training with people that they resonate with and learning along the way, yeah? Andrew says, why can I hear several different accents in your voice? Good question. Maybe I'm channeling different people. No, I don't know. So someone actually asked me the other day, actually, I'm Australian. I do even hear sometimes I talk like New Zealand, like a Kiwi, or I don't know, sometimes I notice that. I think if I'm listening to a lot of different clients around the world as well, like I notice I can hear it myself, and I'm like, okay, Australian. Yeah, I did grow up with a Kiwi dad, a stepdad. So yeah, but I'm Australian. I think I've got Scottish heritage way back, and many different in the other realms, of course. The garbage truck is taking away our rubbish as you speak, clearing out the crap. Exactly, yeah. Love it. Love it. Yeah, yes, don't accept any requests. It's definitely not me requesting friends or asking for credit card details, etc. Unless you're on my website, you won't get that from me. Yeah, fire. Yeah, the fire energy is strong. Yeah, so a lot of empaths are not good with boundaries. And just like I was talking about meditating to strengthen your skills, you know, in the spiritual realm or anything, boundaries is a skill that empaths learn. That is also what I teach in Trust Your Intuition, because you cannot run a business, do your purpose work, live life without getting walked on, without implementing boundaries. So we definitely teach that, yeah. Kristen says, definitely also themes that I've had in the past month or so. I know what I need to do, and I've been told I do get to move forward into what I truly want until I finally put my nose into the grindstone and finally do it. Yeah. And this is what I feel. I personally feel that the end of 2021 that we are in now is really highlighting, like even from like September, October, really October, I think it amplified what we are not doing that we know we need to be, that we've actually known this for a long time and we've put it off. We've put it off for a long time. And now it's like in your face, cannot not do it. And you're actually getting sick or getting like just weird shit happening if you're not doing what you're really meant to be doing. Like I've really noticed this myself. I've noticed it with a couple of people and a couple of clients as well that have been speaking to me. And I'm like, yeah, I'm experiencing that too. It's like if there's any sort of misalignment, things are like really bad. Like, you know, in a sense of like over the years. And you know, in my live streams lately as well, I've been talking about how time has been changing and reality is changing. So over the past few years, like we're kind of like, yeah, we can sort of get away with it of like being off purpose or being out of alignment. I don't believe we're ever off purpose. I think we're just out of alignment, kind of same thing, but you know what I mean? And we could kind of, you know, deal with it and sort of be the rebel and get away with it. And now it's like, you cannot not do your thing. And if you don't, shit's gonna go bad really fast. Like super fast, and you're like, oh yeah, no, I can't do that. And you know, but it's like amplified. It's like now more than ever, you just cannot not do the thing. in every area of your life. Like, it's really strong, yeah? And I just feel like the end of this year is like that. And I just feel even after these eclipses, if you're not doing it, you're not gonna cope. You're not gonna cope. It's like you just have to do your thing now, like big time, yeah? Yes, makes sense. Yes, exactly. Do it from anyway. I feel I need to do it. Yeah, awesome. Perfect. Today you came from the heart. There we go. I knew. Yeah, I love it. Andrew says, why did Morningstar say to Jesus, if you bow to me, you can rule this earth? So whose planet is it? Yeah, well, I would like to just be mindful about who's saying what. You know, as I always say, you know, any teaching, any book, any course, any video, any mentor, any school, whatever, is only teaching you what they want to learn, what they want you to know. Same with the G word, Google, as somebody shared with me, same thing, like they're only showing you what you want to, like what they want you to see, you know. It's like all the censoring going on all platforms. And that's the thing, whose planet is it? It's an awesome question to walk in the unknown and see what you're showing all the way. Yes, that's why I feel so different. My reality isn't here yet. Awesome to realize that, because when we're in this, it's exactly like if you look at starting, like I know I was sort of talking about birthing a project or a new relationship or something like that, or a baby. Whenever you make a change, you're like, right, changing my life, not doing it. If you keep in mind the 9-month cycle, 9 to 10 months of the baby, and then there's like another 9 to 10 months, like an 18-month healing cycle that I always talk about. And like, so whatever you decide to change, I'm like, right, I'm creating a new reality, or I'm doing this something differently. Keep in mind the 18 months, because that 18 months is literally birthing this new cycle in. And it's like at the 9-10 month mark, there's other points along the way that also sort of hit reality too. But if you can keep that in mind, it makes you not feel like it's not happening yet, or you're stuck, or it's like you're gestating and then sometimes the baby's born, and then it's like learning this whole thing over again. So there's another 9 to 10 months of like this new world of now having a baby, and you can make that baby like your project, your business, a new relationship, a new health and exercise regime, like, you know, it's all of that. So always keep that 9 to 10 month and then 18-month healing cycle in point. So awesome to realize my reality isn't here yet. It's like, yeah, it's gestating, yeah, and sometimes it feels like it's not working, and we're like, oh well, right, it's not working, but then we keep going, and yeah, it's very important to keep in mind. So Nara says loads of fresh organic veggies and fruit to support the body and mind. Yes, definitely changes your body, what we consume and eat. Yeah, I feel like that's going to be amplified for you this week. And it's so funny because even last week I said to my friend, she's like, how are you feeling? And I was like, you know what? I haven't seen her for a while. And the first thing I said to her, I was like, I can't eat normal food anymore. You know, like if I even just having a coffee and like my roll that I get from the bakery if I go into town, and I'm like, I just can't do that anymore. Like I know it's not good for me technically, but you know, sometimes I just want something different, get me out of the house, you know, and I go and it's just like, this is just not good. Like it's like more work. And I'm like, right, I need to, well, I've got everything here ultimately, but it's like, I just can't eat normal food anymore. It's really, really interesting. There's so much more I'd like to share about that, but I'll share more soon. For those of you who've been following me for a while and you've learned, like I've done live streams about my food addiction and my realizations around that and stuff like this. This is like something's big's birthing here with it, so I'm really a bit excited about that. Amanda says, how appropriate, I'm just joining at the last time again. Yeah. Kristen got smacked in October. Yeah, it was a big month. Yeah, and I feel like it's like wake up, and then now it's, yeah, time to get on with it. Yeah. So Mandy says, I completely agree with you. If I could do it, I'd do it in a heartbeat. Yeah, so for those of you who the trust intuition is just a little bit out of the price point for you guys at this moment, like I want to say trust the timing. Trust the timing of you guys being able to come in. There's lots of mindset work that you can do to change your reality around that as well, and I'll be releasing some things next year. So I've got so many projects like to fully birth in. I'm really excited about what's coming. I know you guys are just gonna have to hear me and my excitement and be curious and wonder for like ages to see it come to birth. And anyway, some of you guys know what it is. Yes. Do you feel misalignment? Yeah, and you can feel it. And I feel that also as well. I think it was like last year, when, you know, talking about these shifts and what's coming. And I feel like, you know, we said time's changing, reality is changing. It's like things are manifesting faster. So if you're out of alignment, you're gonna feel it more. But if you're in alignment, it's gonna be more. Like there's the abundance card, right? And whatever you're focusing on, bringing it to earth. Ugh. And when we look at this, it's, you know, releasing, it's like the dagger of truth, or the sword of truth, like right on the wrist there. And so interesting, the last live stream was like taking the chains off, taking the chains of slavery off, and being able to set yourself free. Like, and I want to say freedom, you know, freedom's a really big thing for me. And I feel like the true freedom comes in alignment. That's it. True freedom is alignment, is in my opinion. I've been setting boundaries, and it's really showed it's a necessity a few weeks ago. It's so important. So important. So Rachel says, laughter and energy returns when alignment is with the heart and soul. I know. And that's why I feel like I'm excited. It's like, who am I without my trauma? And I'm like, this is me. This is who I am. I've always been told that I'm too much, too excited. And I'm like, man, I don't care. Like even from like years ago. Yeah. So, or knowingly suppressing it. Good call. Very good call. Because we know and we're like, yeah. It's even worse, right? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Love my excitement. Yes. It's time. It's time. It's time. Yes. Full body soul shivers after rote divine timing. Definitely. Definitely, definitely, definitely. Yeah. There's definitely a lot of like unconscious releasing going on at the moment. And we're just like, it's like, this is the wake up process. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Mandy. Appreciate that. 111 comments and 3 shares. I love that so much. All the number signs. So trust intuition investment increases tomorrow. So just over 24 hours to go. Send me a message if you've got any questions about it. Otherwise, I can welcome you into the Trust Your Intuition tribe. And I shall see you very soon. I love you guys. Create a beautiful week. And I'll see you at the total solar eclipse at the end of this week, when we're bringing our heart and mind and body and soul all into one. Bye.